Back with the Dodge here, and gonna try and get that pesky front driver's side wheel off that we couldn't really get before. So here's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna jack her up. All right, my camera keeps stopping. I think it's overheating. It's only 100 degrees. But got her jacked up. So now what my plan is, since these studs all seem to be aftermarket new, I'm just going to take the whole thing off. Like that. And there's the problem. They just tack welded them in. So we'll see what I can do about that. See if I can. Yeah, it's just spinning. So yeah, those brakes look brand new. Not brand new, but they don't look that old. So yeah. All right. Okay, so I tried to grab hold so they're all like that. They just tack welded them into place. And I tried to grab hold of it with some channel locks and could not do it. So I'm gonna have to take it home, see if I can tack weld it back just enough to get the nut off, and then buy replacements and address that issue. But for the meantime, I'm just trying to get these jokers off so I can get some tires on here that'll air up. So all right, finally got it out. Had to use my handy dandy grinder. That sucker wasn't going nowhere. So yeah, these teeth failed here. So that's what happened. So yay, got it out. Good. I'm also gonna go ahead and re-stabilize this. Get this lowered down a little bit. So be back in a second. There, that's better. More even with the front, still off the ground. And then over here, hang on. Back on the back end, since there wasn't enough clearance, I brought these jokers. So go ahead and Because the point is, these tires are not perfect. They'll only hold air for, I think this one only holds it for about an hour. But in the meantime, if I keep them off the ground, whenever I do get the wrecker out here to come and load it up, because the wrecker drivers, they don't care. They'll drag your stuff on the ground. So, in fact, a coworker of mine had her transmission completely destroyed for that very reason. So, get these tires off the ground, so all I gotta do is hook up a compressor and bam, air them up, roll them on the trailer, take it home, and then I can put it on blocks at home. And yes, I know you're not supposed to store them on these blocks. I know that. You don't put them on jack stands on the dirt. I'm not gonna crawl under this car when it's sitting like this. I would put it on jack stands and then I'd use these as a backup maybe, but other than that, you know, it's just one of those things you do what you got to do, and that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm gonna do the other side, and no point in filming it, but oh, one more quick thing here. Remember when I said this is my most hated color on the planet? Well, it's also the color of my truck. But the thing is I didn't buy my truck because of the color. I bought it because it was the last good year Tacoma made. So that goes to show how I shop for vehicles and what I look for. Now, I could change the color of that truck, but I'm not going to. It's just my little work truck. I am going to change the color of this car and that drum. That color, little history here. Remember, this channel is mostly for my kids to have a reference to when I'm gone. So this is for the kids. I moved to Waco when I was 7 years old, and we struggled. Now, what you might know about Waco and the fixer-upper craze and the Branch Davidian stuff, that's not real, okay? Waco, you're one of two groups in Waco. You're either rich or you're miserable. If I was rich, I'd buy this car already restored. So anyway, when we first moved here, we lived in this house when I was 7, a rent house in a really poor, bad part of town. It had no air conditioning, and the houses around the neighborhood literally had spray paint and graffiti on them. And yes, there are gangs here. Always have been. And I lost my bicycle that I had when I had to move. I was 7 years old. It was the most awesome thing I could imagine. It was my favorite possession. I don't even know what brand it was. I just know it looked like a motorcycle. It had a little fake plastic gas tank on it. The movers lost it. So we looked in the paper, or my mom did, and she found that someone was giving away this free bicycle that someone had dumped. And it was spray painted that color. So I don't know what you'd call that color. Sky blue, midnight blue, I don't really know. I'm just a dude, so there's light blue and there's dark blue. But if I had to call that anything besides bright blue, I would call that poverty blue. It just reminds me of a really bad, hot, rough time in my life, and I don't like it. So that's why I hate that color. Anyway, that's what I'm doing with the Dodge. Hopefully, the next clip about the Dodge will be me loading it on a trailer. So till then, thanks for watching, and Regina's windshield should be here day after tomorrow, so hopefully I'll have a video of installing that soon, and I'll also be reinstalling the freshly painted dash, and I'll be tucking all that spaghetti noodle wiring that I did. I need to do a wiring video, really. I rewired that whole entire classic car, gauges, headlights, gas tank, everything. Even custom switches that I put in there. Not an electrician, don't know what I'm doing. Less than $100 did it myself. And that was mostly because of the wiring kit. So anyway, aftermarket kit too. None of that special. I didn't have the money for the custom kits that they make for these cars. So yeah, I'll probably put that together soon as well. So until then, thanks for watching, and go get you a classic car, because you can fix them up, I promise.